And hello again, everybody. Welcome to West Georgia Women's Basketball Weekly. Coach Shatil Bradford with us here. And a lot of smiles Tuesday night down on 9 Mile Road, or just off it in Pensacola, Florida, as the Wolves went down and took West Florida and turned them upside down and moved into the semifinals of the GSC tournament. Coach, terrific win. What made it happen?
You know, I think that it just came down to my girls fighting till the end. I think at the end of the day, we came out and they knew, win or go home. That's where we are in this tournament now. So you have to show up every night and give your all, because there might not be another night.
It was a cool game just looking at the numbers. A lot of times when you pull, quote, upset, and we'll do the air quotes there a little bit, but in this league, I don't know if you call them that because we're obviously pretty evenly matched. But sometimes you'll have that one player go off and get 28. We had balance. But it was the three alumni players that stuck out. You had double-figure points out of Aisha, double-figure rebounds out of Akia, and a double-double out of Jessica.
Yes. I told him after the game, Jess, I thought that was the fastest she had ran all season. She turned over the ball and came down the floor, and she made sure she got it back for us. And I think that it was plays like that and other plays along with it from other players that just contributed to the success of the team.
We started doing this back in November, and now we're in March doing it. We've talked a lot about the seniors on this team, those three grads, plus Tariana, and also as well, all five seniors, actually. Let's give them all credit. Mm-hmm. They've been good players. They've been better leaders, haven't they?
Yes. I think that this team, you just have to thank God that we had that many seniors and that much leadership, because in games that are tough like that, they know how to step to the free throw line. They know how to keep their composure in different situations. West Florida got on a bit of a run. I think it was, excuse me, the third or the fourth quarter, and they got on a run, and we had to stop it. And at some point, they had to realize, okay, coach, it's cool. They had composure, and that's exactly what we need out of our leaders.
And, of course, they're a very talented team. Brewer had probably the best game she's ever had against us. We withstood it. And Hall, their point guard, she didn't get a double-double like she did before, but she was still awfully good for him, wasn't she?
Yeah, I think you have to give credit to West Florida. I mean, you don't win that many games with just average players. Brewer, Hall, Neiman, they've all been great players this season. And, I'm just thankful to have come out on the other end. And it's still possible that we might see him again if we make it to the NCAA tournament.
You never know how that is. And that is the prize sitting in front of us this weekend over at the home of the Fighting Calvins in Homewood, Alabama. We're going to Samford. It's two Georgia schools against two Tennessee schools in the semifinals, so why not play it in Alabama? Makes all the sense in the world. We got Lee. We saw him early. Didn't go well. We saw him here just a couple of weeks ago, and it went a whole lot better. Tell us about Lee.
I think that you have to give them credit. They've been a great team as well. I think that any game that we play from now on, it's tournament time, so anything can happen. So you have to show up and you have to be ready to play every game. And you have to know that the team in front of you wants to win just as bad as you do. So it's just a matter of who's going to show up.
Well, of course, I think of shooters when I think of Lee. Is that just a novice? I know they do other things well, but I think shooters.
Yes, I think you have to know that they're going to come out and they're going to shoot the threes right off the bat, but they're also going to drive and they're going to do a lot of action to get those shooters open or get the backdoor look. So we have to be prepared for that, and we've seen them a couple of times. So we have to know exactly what's going to happen when we get out there.
We beat them here a couple of weeks ago. High-scoring ball game. We don't play a lot of 74-69. Aisha got 24. What style ball game is best for us Saturday afternoon?
I think we're definitely going to have to push it. I think the one thing that we have in our benefit is the fact that we are deeper than a lot of teams in this league. And so because we are well-balanced, we can push the ball and get multiple people out there and make sure that we're consistently going at a high level and going at a high speed.
Well, that could be one of the key, especially against this opponent. It could be a big, big factor in there. And I know it's kind of fun to know you're 2 wins away from something that this group, we talked about the seniors with Kyla, Tariana, and the 3 grads, hadn't been to an NCAA. That'd be a great way to end a career, wouldn't it?
It would. And I think they have that in their minds. I think when I look back at the West Florida game, I think of how they were relentless in not allowing us to go home without a win. And I think they're going to continue to bring that same effort throughout this tournament to make sure that they leave it all on the floor and give it their best shot.
Well, it'd be fun to get that one on Saturday and to be sitting with you after the ball game talking about the Union Valdosta winner.
Definitely.
We'd have a lot of fun with that as well. Coach, thanks so much for being with us on this today, and we'll be back here next week to talk about, well, maybe some more W's. How's that sound?
I'm definitely here for that.
Coach Bradford, thanks so much. Coach Teal Bradford, what a great win in Pensacola the other night. 3:15 tip-off for the Wolves on Saturday against the Lee Flames at the Hannah Center in Homewood, Alabama. We'd love to have you there. All the ticket information, all the information, period. It's where it's been all year. It's on all of our social media platforms, and it's right there at uwgsports.com. For Coach Bradford, I'm Mitch Gray saying thanks for joining us. And once again, as always, go Wolves.